Hello and welcome everyone to the softball field. The Sunday doubleheader set up between the crosstown rivals, the St. Mary's Rattlers, and the University of the Incarnate Word Cardinals. I'm Joe Rodriguez, joined by Brian McGuilleon. And Brian, we are in for a treat today. Viana Gutierrez, the starting pitcher in the first game of this doubleheader. Viana, of course, in case you missed it, had the no-hitter yesterday, an absolutely tremendous effort. Her second no-hitter in her St. Mary's career. Brian, what can we expect to see out of Gutierrez and these Rattlers here today?
Well, Gutierrez set the bar high for herself yesterday. As you mentioned, a no-hitter. In addition to that, she threw 13 strikeouts, video game-like numbers, if you will, and it'll be interesting to see how she follows up that performance here this afternoon.
Rattlers coming into play, a record of 21-4 as that one's hit over to Gutierrez. She spears it and records the first out as Zepeda is retired. Meanwhile, the Cardinals come into play, a record of 9-8 as well. So the Cardinals, their season much younger than the Rattlers, but St. Mary's so far the hot team at the start. Let's go on ahead and meet the Cardinals and their lineup. We just saw Zepeda. She led off. She'll be playing shortstop. Taylor Johnson, she's now at the plate. She'll be playing center field. Kristen Habit, she will be the designated player and hit third. Alex Alonso, the first baseman, will bat fourth. Brooke Du Bois will be hitting fifth and pitching. Christy Trevino will be playing third base and batting sixth. Mid Esposito will be the catcher batting seventh. Lindsay Hood will bat eighth and play second base as that one's popped up right back to us. And then Kayleen Robles will be playing left field and batting ninth. 1-1 the count. And you see Gutierrez out there. She's one of those pitchers who, if she gets going, then you better watch out because she's going to start steamrolling. A strikeout pitcher is Viana. Off speed right there, and that's a beauty. And maybe that one just carrying over from yesterday. You usually see off speed, it takes a little time to get into it, but it looks like Gutierrez is going to be firing here today.
She's definitely hitting her marks early on in this ball game, ahead in the count now, 1-2.
Here's the pitch, and that one just outside, and the count will now be evened up at 2-2. And Brian, we had ourselves quite a day for Rattler sports as Gutierrez winds and deals off speed again. Taylor taps it, and Incarnate Word will have the first hit of the ball game. I went a little tapper that just ended up in no man's land. But back to just the highlight that was yesterday. We had the no-hitter for Gutierrez. And then on the basketball side of things, both teams going into overtime. The women prevailing, the men prevailing as well. The men in double overtime. I mean, it's crazy what an amazing day we had. Rattlers accumulatively 7-0 on the day as both tennis teams won as well, and baseball. Just a tremendous day for St. Mary's.
A great day of sports action here on campus. I was there calling the action over at Bill Greehey Arena. Exciting action. The women, as you mentioned, winning in overtime, the men in double overtime. And the atmosphere was great inside the arena. Playoff type atmosphere. Texas A&M International brought a huge contingency over here to San Antonio all the way from Laredo, and it just made for a great game, and both teams able to provide that for us.
0-2 the count here to Habit. Gutierrez winding, dealing. That one well outside. A bit of a waste pitch right there. And the count will be 1-2. See Johnson over there at first. She's 4 for 5 on stolen bags so far this year, so the Rattlers will have to be aware of her. Habit, meanwhile, a .233 hitter so far on the year. There goes Johnson with the pitch, and that one's a little tapper over to second. Villa will handle it, flip it over to first, and they're now 2 away. It looked like Habib was just trying to put that one in play, make sure the runner moved over. And now it'll be Alex Alonso coming to the plate with a runner in scoring position. Let's go on ahead and meet the Rattlers defense from left to right in the outfield. You have Nash, Nichols, and then Fields. Around the horn from third to first, you have Sardolich, Medina, and Villa will be up the middle, and then Richter at first. And Alex Rodriguez will be behind the plate and giving the signs to Gutierrez. 2 away. And that one's fouled off, and it'll be 0-1. Alonso, a .391 hitter so far on the year. She's leading this Cardinal team with 15 RBIs and 2 home runs. And we'll see if the moving up of Johnson over to second will be rewarded here for the Cardinals. As that one's inside, almost hit Alonso, but she dodged out of the way. It'll be 1-1. And Brian, early on in a game, you have the top of the order up, of course, in the top of the first inning. Are you more of a small ball kind of guy where you just want to push that one run across, get the momentum going, or do you go on ahead and try to let the bats go and play a bit of big baseball?
Well, as a fan of baseball and softball, seeing the long ball being hit is obviously fun, but in a situational sense, here for Incarnate Word, they have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. I would try not to do too much. You want to get that first run on the board, especially against a team like the Rattlers.
The Rattlers, of course, coming into play today, ranked the 12th team in the nation as that one's hit toward right center field. Coming on to make the play is Fields in right field, and that'll do it for the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. The Rattlers will be due up next. So you're watching Rattler Softball on the Rattler Network.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student-athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the first, set to get underway. The Rattlers taking their first swings, and it'll be up against Brooke Du Bois. Du Bois, a 7.7 ERA on the year, a 1-3 record. And in 30 innings pitched, she has 16 strikeouts versus 14 walks. A big challenge for her today against these St. Mary's Rattlers. St. Mary's coming into play with an accumulative batting average of .312, as that first pitch is dealt into Sardolich for a called strike 1. Let's go on ahead, meet the girls in gold. Sardolich, she'll be leading off, playing third base. Katie Nichols will bat second, be playing center. Viana Gutierrez, the pitcher, will be batting third. Haley Richter will be batting fourth and playing first base, as that one is just outside, and the count will be 1-1. Alex Rodriguez, the catcher, she'll be batting fifth. Danielle Nash will be batting 6th and playing left field. Amanda Villa will be batting 7th, playing second base. Hannah Fields will be playing right field and batting 8th, as that one's fouled off and the count will be 1-2. And then to round out the lineup will be Medina. She'll be playing short. Sardalich, she's at the plate, a .388 hitter so far on the year. Go along with 15 RBIs. She also has 7 doubles on the team, which has her tied for most on this team. And of course, if you've watched Nicole Sardalich over the years, you know that the doubles are her forte. 2-2 count, Du Bois ball in hand. Here's the pitch, and Sardalich will slap one foul down the third base side, and we'll do 2-2 again.
You mentioned Sardalich, extra base hitting machine. She leads the team this season with, if my math is correct, 7 doubles already, and she has 1 triple to boot as well.
As that one, a hot shot down to third, but right into the glove of Trevino, and Sardalich is retired. And that's just a case of where you hit the ball hard, but right at someone.
Yeah. And it's not a matter of the player catching the ball so much, the ball catching the player.
Well, now here comes Nichols up to the plate. Katie Nichols, a .408 hitter so far on the year. She also has 25 runs scored on the season. That's tops on the team. Here's the pitch, and that one caught the outside corner just barely. 0-1. Let's go on ahead. Let's meet the Incarnate Word defense. Robles, Johnson, Thomas from left to right in the outfield. Trevino at third. Cepeda and Hood up the middle. Alonso will be at first, as that one's outside. And it'll be Esposito behind the plate doing the catching for Du Bois. 1-1 the count, 1 away in the bottom of the first. A doubleheader of action is slated for the Lady Rattlers, as this one's popped up but foul. And the count will now be 1-2 for Nichols. The Cardinal pitching staff so far this year have been allowing a .332 batting average. And so St. Mary's will look to take advantage just the same. And the Cardinals will look to improve, as that one was out of the zone. 2-2. Pretty good turnout for the just crossed the highway Cardinals. Nice turnout for the Rattlers as well, as that one's outside and the count will go full.
A storied history between these two programs. Incarnate Word, this will be the only time this season we'll see this matchup between two formal rivals, as that one is fouled off, and we'll see 3-2 once again.
As you mentioned, Incarnate Word making the switch over recently, now in Division I play, I do believe. The Rattlers, meanwhile, one of the top-ranked Division II teams, so it should be a good matchup for both teams to see where they're at. Winding, dealing is Du Bois. That one fouled down the first base side, and Nichols just doing a good job of sticking around.
Good at bat here by Nichols.
Gutierrez, she waits on deck. Should either Nichols or Gutierrez reach, then we'll hopefully see Richter as well. New balls in play. And that's actually just a good sign. You don't actually think about it when you're sitting up here or in the stands. If a team is having to bring balls to the umpire, that means that you're starting to make contact on the pitcher every now and then. As contact made towards left field, and the catch is made by Robles. So it'll be 2 away, and Gutierrez will be coming to the plate. Viana Gutierrez looking to add to her already amazing weekend. Viana leading this Rattler team in batting average, a .409 hitter. This is her 8th start of the year as a batter, though. Meanwhile, most of the other Rattlers will be starting their 26th game so far today, but that doesn't really take away from a .409 batting average too much. If you're hot, you're hot.
And I mean, you put it perfectly. If you're hot, you're hot, and it normally translates during your at-bats, as that one looped softly to first base to Alonso for the final out of the inning. We head to the top of the second inning. No score here yet between St. Mary's and Incarnate Word.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back to the softball field, everyone. 0 still on the board for both squads, but still early on in the game as we're getting ready to start the top of the second. Gutierrez against Dubois here. Pitcher against pitcher. And that first one inside. 0-1. Sorry, 1-0. Dubois or Dubois? It's one of those things where need a pronunciation sheet, but didn't get one before the game, so we apologize if we are pronouncing it incorrectly, but I think we're just going to go with Dubois until we're told otherwise.
And Dubois played 2 seasons at San Jacinto Junior College. Last season as a sophomore, she hit .408 with 11 doubles and 4 home runs. We'll see if she can get something started for the Cardinals here in the top of the second, as that one finds a strike zone for a called strike 2.
And Dubois continuing that trend. She's hitting .423 so far this year with 9 RBIs. Couple homers to her name as well. And it's one of those things where usually if you see a pitcher go against a pitcher, either one of them are not capable hitters, but in this situation, both of them very capable hitters. Gutierrez hitting in the 3 spot. Dubois, meanwhile, is hitting in the 5 spot. So both of these two can do damage to the other pitcher as they will. 2-2 the count. Gutierrez, a twist and pitch. And that one fouled down the third base side. Gutierrez, ball back in hand. And we talked about Gutierrez being a strikeout machine. 57 strikeouts so far this season, and 51 and a third inning pitches. And anytime you see more strikeouts than innings pitched, you know you got yourself a fireballer out there. Gutierrez, we didn't get to her statistics. 1.64 ERA, and with the no-hitter yesterday, now a record of 6-1. Here's the pitch, off speed. Oh, that's
wow.
Deadly right there.
That was a beautiful pitch by Gutierrez. Got the boys looking, and that is good for strikeout number 1.
And you see her throw off-speed pitches like those. It's no wonder that she gets the strikeouts that she does. I think she fooled just about everyone in the stadium with that pitch. That one, oh, weird spin. It's going over to Villa at second. Throw to first. Oh, it's juggled by Richter. And safe over at first will be Trevino.
That was a tough play right there for Villa to make. As you mentioned, the ball took a funny spin off the bat, and Richter unable to corral the throw, and Trevino safe at first.
They're going to score that one an error on Richter over at first. And now here comes Mid Esposito to the plate. As the wind starts to pick up, I'm sure you can hear it. The wind blowing straight in here today. There are chances of some thunderstorms, but there is some softball and baseball to be played, so we'll try our best to do so. Bunt being shown by Mia. She pulls it back, and the count will be 1-0. Mia, a 364 hitter so far in the year, 2 RBIs as well. She's played in now her 10th game. She started 8 of them. Now being called on in a big role here today in the number 7 spot, handling the catching duties as well. Bunt being shown the whole way, and it's laid down. Richter and Rodriguez collide. The throw down at second though, but back safely is Trevino. She had wandered just a bit too far from the bag, but she's able to dive back safely. And right there, either Rodriguez or Richter have to take charge, and usually it's the catcher that'll take charge in that situation. Got to be more vocal right there.
Yeah, miscommunication there by the Rattlers. And now with only 1 out, 2 runners are on base as Hood is up to bat next.
Hood showing bunt as well, but she pulls it back. And first pitch out of the zone, 1-0. Lindsay Hood, a 250 hitter so far on the year. She started 16 of the 17 games for the Cardinals. The other one she sat out. So far she has 2 RBIs on the year to go along with a couple of doubles. 1-1 the count. Hood showing bunt once again. She'll pull it back. And that one was fouled off to the first base side. And it's really a chess game going on out there right now. Gutierrez trying to decide what to do with Hood. Hood showing bunt the whole way, but if Gutierrez throws a fastball and the bunt is indeed on, then it's an easy bunt. If Gutierrez throws a fastball and Hood pulls back the bunt like she's been doing, then it's tough to get around on that fastball, as that one's well above the belt, and it'll be 2-2. just a lot of metagame going on in between the game.
And if you're Sarlich and Richter on first and third, you got to be on your toes, because even though there's 2 strikes, you never know.
As that one's a bit high as well, and the count's now full. If you think about it, the individual battles that take place in baseball and softball really help towards the overall team total. Bunt being shown by Hood again. She'll pull it back. Swung on and missed. The pickoff over. No, I thought it was going to be pickoff throw over to second, but Alex actually just fired it back to Gutierrez quickly. And Viana will have her second strikeout of the inning. I think Alex was trying to fake out the runner on second, thinking that she was firing down there, and instead just faked out me.
Yeah.
Well, here's Robles now to the plate. As that first pitch out of the zone, 1-0. Robles hitting .359 so far on the year. She scored 13 runs, which is the most on the team. And Robles, she's the number 9 hitter here today. So that one's fouled off, and it'll be 1-1 now. And it's something that we're starting to see more and more now in the ever-developing game of baseball and softball. The number 9 hitter used to be that you just put your worst hitter there, and in most situations it'd be your pitcher and just be out at the lineup. But now, as we continue to develop the game, as that one's out of the zone, it's really become just another leadoff hitter that you can have there down at the number 9 spot. Being down there at the number 9 spot nowadays doesn't mean you're a bad hitter. It just means that you have a chance to turn over the lineup for the top.
Oh, yes, and it gives the pitcher no room for error with a very capable number 9 hitter, as that one is grounded to Villa, who throws over to first in time for the final out of the inning.
And that'll do it. The Rattlers able to escape. 1 run, 1 error, 2 left on base. No runs, most importantly of all. We're heading to the bottom of the second. Rattlers still tied with the Cardinals at 0.
So much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Bottom of the second, getting ready to go. The Rattlers will have the middle of the order due up, Richter, Rodriguez, and Nash. And for St. Mary's, a good time to get the bats going. So far, unproductive day at the plate, but as we say, it's still early. You can really say that the whole entire game until it's not early anymore, and then you have to battle back. But a run in the second inning is as good as a run in the seventh, as they say, as that one is thrown in there for called strike 1.
Richter, a very capable batter, batting .364 this season, and she leads the team in RBIs with 32 as she hits that one over to the third baseman Trevino, who throws it to first in time for the first out of the inning.
And now it'll be Rodriguez coming to the plate. Alex, also a very good hitter, 291 so far on the year with 12 RBIs. And we kind of just say that casually about Richter, 32 RBIs on the year. But you have to remember, that's 32 RBIs in 25 games. That's ridiculous.
That's more than one per game if you're talking about averages, and Richter very efficient and very productive as that one fouled over the netting and hitting off the press box here.
0-1. You think we'll ever get a ball in here? I mean, I think it's possible. We could probably get a ball in here eventually. But the windows are kind of small, but we had one end up on the railing the other day.
And at the baseball stadium as well, one hit off right off the glass. Nearly ended up in the press box if it weren't for the windows that are protecting us.
As 1-1 will be the count. And of course, if you want to come check out the press box, see the entire new stadium experience, we strongly encourage you to do so. Come out, be part of the St. Mary's Rattler family. Some really great teams that we have this year, both baseball and softball ranked in action, getting primed for Heartland Conference play. And it really is promising to be an exciting season for both teams, so make sure to come check them out. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch as that one skied into the air. Coming on to make the play was Johnson, although she had a little trip up there at the end, but it'll go in the books the same as all the others. It's just a pop out. And now here comes Rodriguez to the plate.
The wind definitely may be playing an issue right there. Johnson seemed to struggle trying to get that easy routine fly ball, but nonetheless, 2 outs now for Rodriguez.
Well, here's Rodriguez now at the plate. As that one's in there for a called strike one.
The catcher, number 22, Alex Rodriguez.
And Alex so far on the year is a 291 hitter. I believe the lineup we might have gotten in the box might have been off, as Rodriguez hits one off her fist, but foul, and the count will be 0-2. And Nash waits on deck.
Now, if you're A-Rod, you want to protect the plate here. You're down 0-2 in the count, and with 2 outs.
As that one's hit over, but in the air, and the easy catch is made by Zepeda, and that'll do it for the inning. 1-2-3 goes St. Mary's right into the top of the third here on the Rattler Network.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, everyone. Top of the third, set to get underway. It'll be the Cardinals due up. Top of the order, Zepeda, Johnson, and Habib. Zepeda, she grounded out to first her first time up, as that pitch by Gutierrez is fouled off, and the count will be 0-1. For the Rattlers, or for Gutierrez at least, no-hitter today, unfortunately. But as if those come around every day.
But with the way she's been pitching, it's a bit of a surprise, but regardless, only allowing 2 hits through the first 2, she's done a superb job as that off-speed pitch, unable to find the zone, 1-1 the count.
Johnson due up along with Habib. Gutierrez, though, still on track for the strikeout total, if she can get into her groove, as that one's fouled off and it'll be 1-2. Gutierrez is no-hitter, the second in just as many weeks. It feels like so short ago where we were saying things like McSlane.
Yes.
Matt McClain, he had gotten his no-hitter as well, was recognized as the National Pitcher of the Week after just the week before being recognized as the Southern Regional Pitcher of the Year. As that one's grounded, the throw to first in time, and that one actually hit off of Gutierrez's glove. It'll be scored a 1-6-3 out.
That was a great play by Medina.
She had a change after the ball took a weird angle off of Gutierrez's glove.
After it hit Gutierrez's glove, Medina looked to pull up a bit, expecting the ball to be corralled by the pitcher, but great awareness and wherewithal to field it and throw it in time for the first out of the inning.
Remind you, of course, if you're looking for the baseball game, then that one's over on Rattler Network 2. Rattler Network 1, we're bringing you the softball action, so if you're looking for baseball, you can go on ahead and head over there. Baseball, they're currently trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. 1-1 the count here. Johnson up for the second time today. She singled her first time up as she hit that little tapper over toward first. Off speed, and that one fielded by Sardolich. Throw to first in time, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
Great play by Sardolich, going to her left, able to field the ball cleanly and get the runner out at first.
Now here comes Habib. Habib, she grounded out to second her first time up. Gutierrez looking in. And here's the pitch. And that one's outside for ball 1. Gutierrez with the pitch, and that one hit but softly into the glove of Richter, and that'll do it for a 1-2-3 inning. Rattlers still looking for that first run along with the Cardinals. 0 still on the board. We're heading to the bottom of the 3rd here on the Rattler Network.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the third inning set to come up. The bottom of the order due up for the Rattlers: Nash, Villa, and Fields. Rattlers still looking for that first hit as we get underway in the bottom of the third. Here's the first pitch, and that one out of the zone. Ball one. Nash so far on the year, a .095 hitter. She's 2 for 21 so far at the plate, as that one's fouled down the first base side. Feels like Nash is one of the few Rattler hitters who has yet to get off to the hot start, but at the same time you can't really have everyone hot and going at the start of the year all at the same time anyway. I'm sure Nash will start putting it together for the Rattlers as the year goes on. 1-1 the count. Usually see Nash with the batting gloves, but no batting gloves today, as that one bounced in front of the plate, and it'll be 2-1. And if you're in a slump, Brian, you usually start doing different things, like might try electing for no batting gloves. You might move the pants up and have them be high around the knees, or move them down. Do you ever have a particular slump breaker that you would do? Or, as that one hit Nash, and she'll head over to first.
And Nash didn't seem to appreciate that one as she threw the bat angrily.
Yeah, she got hit in the gluteus maximus right there, and she'll walk on over to first. Her teammates seem to be rather amused, but for the Rattlers, it's a speedy runner over there at first base, and you see Nash shaking her head over at first, looking at her teammates.
Always a fun atmosphere here at the softball stadium.
As now it'll be Villa coming up to the plate.
But back to your question about slump breakers. As a kid, grew up playing basketball, and sometimes you just gotta shoot your way out of those slumps, or in this case, swing your way out of those slumps. And I'm a firm believer that the more swings or the more attempts you make, eventually start gaining that rhythm back, and eventually you see progress.
And then once you get a little bit of progress, then the confidence follows straight afterwards,
Exactly.
Of course. 0-1 the count. It'll be Villa stepping up. Villa, a .313 hitter so far on the year, 9 RBIs. Nash, she's 1 for 1 on stolen bags so far this year, and Villa looked to lay down the bunt, and that one went off the plate, and so it'll be foul for a strike 2. Oh, 2 the count. The corner still playing in, looking for the Villa bunt. And said she's swinging away. Great diving effort over there at third, but Trevino was not able to get over there. And we'll do 0-2 again. .02 count. Off speed, and Villa able to tap it. Running back and trying to make the play was the catcher, but Esposito not able to get there. She made a great effort as well, so twice now Villa has barely escaped with foul balls, but nonetheless it's still just an 0-2 count, and Villa will have to rally her way back into this at-bat. Here's the pitch, off speed and a bit high, about the level of the chin, and it'll be 1-2.
This game has a different feel to it. The rivalry between both St. Mary's and Incarnate Word still very fresh. Incarnate Word, as we had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, turning Division I, and both teams just, obviously you don't want to lose this game, but there's a little extra, especially when you're facing a crosstown rival.
bragging rights are on the line, as it's 2-2. And it's for something for both fan bases as well, a little bit of bragging rights being on the line. I mean, you could go to a local HEB or around the town, you're destined to see someone with a Rattler or Incarnate Word shirt on. As that one's off the plate and the count's now full. And Via, she's done a good job of battling back in this at-bat.
Down 0-2 early in the count. The count now full.
As that one hacked foul once again, and it'll be a 3-2 count once again. See a fan delivering the ball back into the field of play.
That was a good throw from the fan over there.
Bit of a trick shot. He had to go over the netting and landed perfectly in the glove of Esposito. Oh, and she rung her up. Called strike 3, and Via will go down looking. Now it'll be up to Hannah Fields.
And that is the first strikeout for Du Bois, painting the outside corner as she rung up Via for out number 1.
Hannah Fields so far hitting 132 on the year. And you saw Du Bois come out on the better end of that battle at the plate as Fields looks to show bunt, but it's fouled away, 0-1. You saw her the entire at-bat trying to paint a corner, just barely missed. Trying to paint the other corner, just barely missed. And eventually she was able to find it and get the better of Via on that particular exchange. 0-1, one away. Nash still over there at first. Fields again showing bunt, but pulling it back, and it'll now be 1-1. And if you're Hannah Fields right now, you're showing bunt, but you realize the defensive adjustments that the Cardinals are having to make. If Fields can pepper one over there towards short, she may very well have herself a base hit through the hole. As you see the shift just happening right there, the second baseman going over to first, the shortstop has to go over to second to cover the bag in case Nash tries to steal it. So there is a hole available to Fields right here if she's able to execute on it. 2-1, bunt shown again, but pulled back and out of the zone. It's 3-1 now.
And much like with Via in the previous at-bat, Du Bois trying to get something on the outside portion of the plate. In this at-bat, she's down 3-1 in the count, unable to find the zone.
Fields steps back in, corners playing in. Here's the pitch. This time Fields swinging, it's a foul ball, go! And almost making the play over there in the batting circle was Trevino. She actually almost dived into Sardolich, who was taking her warm-up swings over there. But play was not made. A very good effort though, and count will now be full to Hannah Fields.
Trevino, 2 excellent diving efforts so far in this ball game, unable to execute on both of them. And fortunately for the Rattlers, close only counts in horseshoes as Fields will see the 3-2.
And she drew the walk. So 2 Rattlers on board, 1 via hit by pitch, 1 the base on balls. And now it'll be the top of the order up with 1 away and 2 base runners on. And for the girls in gold, this is the best opportunity you've had all day. And now a chance for the top of the order to convert for you, as it looks like Trevino may have some kind of scratch right there on her hand or arm. She'll get that patched up and taken care of. And meanwhile, the Cardinals will converse on what they want to do defensively in a very important at-bat here against Sardolich.
Sardolich, a very dangerous hitter. Last season, leading the team in batting average. This season, batting .388.
And the thing about Sardolich as well, she has those RBI numbers. So when the bottom of the order manages to get on for her, she's done a very good job of converting it for the Rattlers. As the trainer's still looking to patch up for Trevino over there. Doesn't look like anything major. It just looks like she has a cut on her hand right there.
After making that diving effort over in foul territory.
Yeah.
And an update over at Dixon Stadium. The St. Mary's Rattlers get on the board against William Jewell. They still trail 2-1 in the top of the 8th inning. Nathan Humple still on the mound. Has 2 strikeouts, allowed 3 hits, and 1 earned run. And he's already pitched over 100 pitches in the ball game. And the Rattler pitchers, both softball and baseball, are very capable of pitching deep into ball games.
And the thing I like about both of the rotation for the Rattlers, baseball and softball side of things, they're both pretty experienced. At the top of the baseball rotation, you have McLean and Solis, who are just about as good as you're going to see in Division II baseball, if not the best. And then on the softball side of things, of course, you have the big three. You have Britton, you have Gutierrez, you have Bissaro. I mean, again, 3 tremendous pitchers who are just going to log inning after inning for you. And it's just really one of the main reasons why both of the Rattler teams are ranked, as it looks like Trevino's set to go back into the game. You can see the bandage there on, looks like her right ring finger, a little bit of blood sopping through. So she'll take a couple of practice throws, make sure she's good to go. I think she might have her middle finger and ring finger taped together there, actually, so looks like she's good to go over there, and go on ahead and get back to playing. Good high five to test it out right there.
Trevino probably watches a lot of hockey. A very tough player, as we've seen her so far take several dives in attempt to make great plays, as Nicole Sardulich now heads to the batter's box.
And Sardulich, we talked about her being an extra base hit machine earlier on in the broadcast. An extra base hit might actually score 2 for the Rattlers, as Hannah Fields is a speedster over there at first. 0-1 the count. Hey, we see Marvin Binney making his way into the stands. Marvin's he's a huge softball fan. He really loves them.
Binney, of course, the standout player for the men's basketball team.
And a communications major.
Yes, indeed, and a native from Toronto, Canada. Definitely has made a splash in his first season on the Rattlers as they get set for Heartland Conference tournament play later on in the week.
And of course, if you want to keep up with Benny and all things that you could want to keep up with the St. Mary's Rattlers, go ahead, give us a follow on Twitter at St. Mary's Rattlers, the same handle for Instagram if you want to see photos of the players at St. Mary's Rattlers. And of course, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And if you want to watch those previous broadcasts, baseball, basketball, interviews, anything you could want to watch, softball as well, youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. 0-1 the count here to Sardulich. Here's the pitch, and that one's off the plate, and it'll make the count 2-2 now. And if you're Nicole, you have to go on ahead, shorten out that swing right here, and try to at least put the ball in play. A strikeout right here would not be a good look for the Rattlers, as that one's lifted towards left field, and it'll get down in foul territory, as Robles gave chase along with Cepeda, but none able to get over there to make the play, and the count will be 2-2 once again. Sardalich back into the box. Du Bois winding and dealing. And that one shot hotly into left field. Coming around to score is Nash. The play at the plate, and it's bobbled by the catcher, and St. Mary's will strike first here in the bottom of the third.
Great piece of hitting right there by Sardalich, able to deposit it just out of the reach of the shortstop Zepeda, and the Rattlers get one first here in the bottom of the third.
You see the good base running as well by Nash. Coach Field, she was sending her the whole way. It was going to be a bang-bang play at the plate. The little bobble by Esposito made it difficult for her to even apply the tag. And now it'll be Katie Nichols up to the plate. Nichols, she popped out to left her first time up. The Rattlers still threatening, only one away. That one caught the outside corner, called strike one for Du Bois.
And if you're Du Bois and the Cardinals, you want to try to limit the damage the Rattlers can do here. Only one out and two on base. And the heart of the lineup getting set to go up as Nichols able to...
Oh, what a play.
What a play right there.
And they got her to double her off.
Oh, wow.
That one, a line shot over right. Thomas made the diving catch and was able to double off Sardalich over there at first base to end the inning.
Wow.
Great job by her, but not before the Rattlers strike. One run on one hit, no errors committed, two left on base. We're heading to the fourth. The Rattlers lead 1-0.
So much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes led the 10 initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Top of the fourth, set to get underway. The girls in gold, the 1-0 lead to their name. Gutierrez coming out for yet another inning of work. The twist and pitch, that one just inside to Alonso. It'll be Alonso, Du Bois, and Trevino due up this inning. I'll be interested to see what Trevino can do at the plate. She had that bloodied finger during the top of the inning, as that one just a bit low, and it'll be 2-0 now. Alonso, she popped out to right her first time up. And if you're Viana Gutierrez, after the day you had yesterday and the day that you started having so far today, do you think she's starting to think that a 1-0 lead's all that she needs and she can just start going to work right here and this game's basically hers to have?
Yes, especially with the not just Gutierrez, but the pitching staff that the Rattlers have. Give them a one-run lead, and that is plenty for them to get rolling, as that pitch out of the zone, 2-1, I believe. Correction, 3-1 now.
And if you're the Cardinals, you have to be thinking to yourself, so we already have a couple of hits so far off of Gutierrez, so just need to go on ahead and try to get the bats going once again, as that one's dealt in their first strike. But again, Brian, it goes to the point that we talk about with the softball and baseball teams, both of them very good ranked teams, and they take advantage of mistakes the other teams give them. A hit by pitch, a walk last inning. Granted, the Rattlers earned those, as that's popped over to left and Nash will make the play. But the good teams capitalize on those every now and then. You see the great teams, it feels like they capitalize on it every single time.
And the Rattlers definitely don't have a 21-4 record for not making capitalizations on other teams' mistakes.
Here's Brooke Du Bois now to the plate. Du Bois, she struck out looking her first time up. That was on that great changeup by Gutierrez, as that one's out of the zone, 1-0. Can really start to hear and feel the wind starting to pick up here inside the softball field. If you need any indication, just look at those flags out there in center. They're going crazy. As that one's fouled off, it'll be 1-1. As that one out of the zone, and it'll be 2-1 now.
So far this ball game, Gutierrez seems to be hitting her spot. She's definitely in control. She hasn't really been tested by this incarnate word batting order, as that one finds the zone for a called strike 2.
And she only had to wiggle her way out of trouble one time, and that was in the second. And that was after error was committed by Richter. She had a tough time handling a throw. She bobbled it. Off speed again, and this time Du Bois able to tap it lightly over second. And that's the second time that Gutierrez has gotten the better of Du Bois on that particular pitch. 2 away now.
Du Bois a little bit ahead of that pitch. Beautiful off-speed pitch by Gutierrez, as she's able to get the second out of this inning.
Here comes Christy Trevino to the plate. And that first one in there for a called strike 1. Can tell Trevino either got the bandage redone or something along those lines. And the bottom of the inning, she had those 2 fingers taped together, but now with the batting gloves on, that's not possible, as she fists that one over towards right field, and Fields will make the catch. And so 3 up, 3 down, once again go the Cardinals. Gutierrez, she's retired 8 in a row now. Her Rattlers lead at 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the fourth, set to come up for the Rattlers. It'll be the heart of the order due up. Gutierrez, Richter, and Benavidez. Gutierrez, she popped out weakly over towards first base her first time up, but now her team with the advantage, 1-0. They scored it in the bottom of the third. Now looking to just add to that lead as the first pitch thrown in there by Du Bois for called strike one. This one, oh, hot shot and off the coach over there in the dugout, but that seems to be just fine, and it'll be 0-2.
Gutierrez trying to help her own cause here, but she's down in the count 0-2.
As that one's out of the zone, and it'll be 1-2 now.
Du Bois trying to return the favor to Gutierrez, throwing an off-speed pitch just out of the zone for a called ball.
Here it is, and that one hit into the air. Over to make the play is Trevino, and Gutierrez will be retired for the first out of the inning. And now here comes Richter to the plate.
First baseman number 30, Haley Richter.
Richter, she grounded out over to third her first time up. We'll see what she does this time. Here's the pitch from Du Bois, and she sends it over to short now. Throw across the diamond is made by Zepeda, and Richter is retired on one pitch. And now it'll be up to Benavidez. Benavidez, she popped out to center her first time up.
Player number 9, Laura Benavidez.
Benavidez, 26 RBI so far on the year. She's trying to keep pace with Richter, and I'm sure if those two go back and forth trading the lead in RBIs over the course of the season, that'll be just fine with the Rattlers. As that one's shot over to Trevino. The throw is in time, although it pulled the first baseman Alonso off the bag. She's able to get back over there. And that'll do it for the inning. So 1-2-3 goes St. Mary's. Heading to the top of the fifth. The Rattlers still lead it 1-0.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes the 10 initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And welcome back, everyone. It'll be 7, 8, 9 due up for the Cardinals. Esposito, Hood, and Robles. As that first pitch is out of the zone, 1-0 for Esposito. Esposito, she had a single her first time up. I'm sure that the Cardinals would take a similar approach right here, as the Rattlers lead it 1-0. That pitch out of the zone, and it's now 2-0. And if you're Gutierrez, you pitched the no-hitter yesterday. Today you're being called on to pitch once again. Pitching, it's different between softball and baseball. Softball pitchers, because of the motion, are able to pitch a whole lot more than baseball players. But still, does fatigue ever come into effect or become a factor for Gutierrez? I mean, she had the day of rest, or the night, I guess, and we see them, softball pitchers, pitch more often. But still, at the same time, I think, is there an emotional fatigue or anything like that? What do you think, Brian?
With anything, there's a type of fatigue regardless of what you do. For us, as broadcasters, we experience emotional fatigue all the time, and as that one goes out of the zone for called ball, but with anything you do, there's some type of fatigue. But when you're on a roll like Gutierrez is on, I don't think you think much about the fatigue. It's just a matter of going out, doing what you know you need to do, and performing.
As it's 3-1 now, the count for Mia, and that one hit towards left field. Diving effort, but no, Nash, this one got by her. Esposito will be heading towards second. She'll stand there with a double, as Nash took a gamble, and because of it, Incarnate Word able to get the extra bag.
That was a great effort by Nash. However, she got a bad read on the ball, took one step back, and then charged for it, and that one step was all the difference. And Esposito is on second.
Looks like we'll have a pinch runner right here for Esposito, and we see Emily Britton getting up and heading towards the pitching rubber out there in left field to warm up. Looks like Bassaro is going to be warming up as well. And the pinch runner for the Cardinals will be number 0, Danielle Ramirez. Danielle Ramirez, she's appeared in 16 games now on the year, all of them as a pinch runner, and she scored 5 runs in those 16 times. She also is 7 of 8 on the year in stolen bags, so be on the lookout for that, as Sardolich is going to be playing in at third base. Bunt being shown, and that one inside. You can tell the Rattler dugout thought Hood had offered at it, but the home plate umpire says no, she did not. 1-0 the count. Gutierrez looking in. Hood showing the bat. Here's the pitch, off speed and well high, and it'll be 2-0 now. And I believe it was Hood who was at the plate last time, where she was holding her bat out like that. That may just be her approach, or she's trying to throw off the Rattler defense. Either way, she's usually pulling the bat to her shoulder. And it'll now be 2-1. Robles is due up next for the Cardinals. Gutierrez looking in. Here's the twist, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and Gutierrez, she took a little bit off that one, and Hood was way out ahead of it. This is a big pitch right here. You got a speedster over there on second, none out. Hood appears to be swinging away the whole entire time. Here's the pitch. And this one lifted towards center field. It's going to fall. And it'll be a single over there for Hood, but Ramirez did not get a jump whatsoever on that ball. She wanted to make sure she didn't get doubled off, so she'll be staying put over there at third.
And time is called on the field as the Rattlers will discuss their plan of attack for the next batter.
And Bissaro and Britton have been warming up in the bullpen. So we'll see what St. Mary's wants to do here. Looks like a couple smiles out there in the dugout. Via's definitely amused by something.
And an update from Dixon Stadium. The score is still 2-1 William Jewell. The Cardinals are leading the Rattlers at the top of the 9th inning. They have a runner on third with 1 out. Rick Villa now pitching for the Rattlers as St. Mary's trying to come back and win this 3-game series over the Cardinals from Liberty, Missouri.
Gutierrez, for the time being, will be the pitcher for the Rattlers. Runners on the corners. Still none out. And for Gutierrez, this is going to be a tough one to battle through. Bunt being shown. Runners sticking over there at third. Throw to first is in time. And so now it'll be 2 Cardinals in scoring position. But a good job there by Gutierrez of looking the runner back over to third. Now here comes the tough part. The top of the order now coming up for the Cardinals. Here comes Zepeda.
Zepeda 0 for 2 on the day.
Here's the pitch from Gutierrez, and that one outside for ball 1.
And this is a dangerous situation if you're the Rattlers. Only 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position. A deep fly ball may be enough to score the runner from third.
Rattlers infield all playing in, especially Sardelich. That one swung on and fouled back, and the count will be 1-1. If you're the Rattlers, Zepeda has yet to hit the ball out of the infield so far today. She grounded out to the pitcher, Gutierrez, and then grounded toward her again. The ball actually hit off her glove, and then Medina was able to go over there and make the play. But now, a tough situation. 1-1 pitch. It gets away from Rodriguez, but she blocked it just enough. And the count will be 2-1.
Good job by A-Rod, able to keep the ball in front of her and within reach, keeping the runner at third.
Two-1. And that one again away from A-Rod, but nothing doing, and it'll be a 3-1 count now. And for the Rattlers, a walk here would not be too terrible, as it would set up the double play. But Taylor Johnson is due up next, and she's a quick player over there on deck, so it'd be tough to double her off. Here's the pitch, off speed, and a called strike. So the count will now go full. Zepeda digs back in. Here comes Gutierrez. The pitch. And that one hit back to Gutierrez. She looks the runner back to third. And the second out recorded. So Zepeda continues hitting the ball over to Gutierrez. And she's out for the second of the inning. And now it'll be up to Taylor Johnson.
That was a great play by Gutierrez, backhanding that ball, hit right back at her, and she was able to look the runner back at third and throw it over to Richter for the second out.
And it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter here for the Cardinals. It'll be Katie Helm. Helm, so far a 300 hitter on the year. She has 3 RBIs to go along with 3 doubles. The 300 average comes from her hitting 6 of 20 so far on the year.
Helm, a freshman from New Braunfels, Texas, seeing her first action here this afternoon.
Couldn't be much of a bigger at bat. 2 away, runners on second and third. Here's Gutierrez. And that one lifted but foul down the third base side. That's what you want to do if you come in and pitch hit. You got to come in, look for your pitch straight away, and try to put some good bat on it. Otherwise, you might not see one for the rest of the game.
That first swing from Helm, a good cut that went foul.
0-1. Here's the pitch. Off speed. Ooh. Gutierrez has that one working today. And now it's 0-2.
Helm's knees buckled as she saw that off-speed pitch. Beautiful pitch by Gutierrez.
And if you're Viana, this is exactly what you have to do with a pinch hitter. You can't be scared of them. You have to go right after them. Here's the pitch. Off speed again. Ooh. And he saw several Rattlers take a couple steps toward the dugout. They thought that that was the inning. So you heard a couple oohs and ahs coming from the Rattler crowd.
That one just outside of the zone. From our vantage point, it looked good, but instead we'll see another pitch.
Here's the 1-2. Fastball a bit high. And it'll be 2-2 now.
And that fastball up high might just be setting up an off-speed pitch, which has definitely been Gutierrez's go-to pitch this afternoon.
And the thing about that off-speed pitch is you can't really look for it, because if you do, then Gutierrez is just going to blow the fastball by you. Off-speed, and a called strike 3. Gutierrez able to wiggle her way out of the situation. There were runners on the corners with none away, but St. Mary's once again able to get through unscathed. They retain their 1-0 lead. Gutierrez and the Rattlers, their fangs out here, heading to the bottom of the 5th.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom of the 5th inning here at the softball stadium inside the beautiful park at St. Mary's. And leading off for the Rattlers is catcher Alex Rodriguez, who leads off the inning with a stand-up double. Beautiful piece of hitting by A-Rod, able to deposit a hit in right center, as Danielle Nash now heads to the plate for the Rattlers. Nash got hit by a pitch her last time up, and a pinch runner will be coming in for A-Rod at second base. It'll be Leanne Campos. The Rattlers looking to get insurance runs for Viana Gutierrez, who at the top of the inning got out of an early jam. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out, and the Rattlers able to escape.
Left fielder number 5, Danielle Nash.
Nash awaiting her sign, stepping into the box now. Here's the pitch from Du Bois. That one low and out of the zone for ball 1. Nash showing bunt, pulls it back, and it'll be ball 2. 2-0 now the count. Here's the 2-0. And that off-speed pitch finds the strike zone for a called strike. 2-1 now the count to Danielle Nash. Here's the 2-1. Nash swings and fouls it off her foot. Strike 2. Nash played her first 2 seasons at Navarro Junior College. Helped her team to a 14-6 conference record as a senior in Navarro Junior College. As she gets hit once again by a pitch. And she will shake that one off. That's the second time already this afternoon Nash has been hit by a pitch. And overall this weekend, that's the 4th time Nash has been hit. Yesterday as well, she got hit twice, as Nash trying to shake off the cobwebs over down the first baseline. About to take the plate for the Rattlers now is number 3, Amanda Villa.
Amanda Villa.
Villa struck out her first time up. Here's the pitch from Du Bois. Villa bunts it. Beautiful bunt. And it advances the runners to second and third. Villa did a terrific job on that bunt. Placed it perfectly in position, allowing both Nash and Campos to advance. And now batting for the Rattlers is number 2, Hannah Fields. And that pitch just out of the zone, ball one. Fields walked her last time up, and she swings at that one, and that one drops in foul territory. 1-1 now, the count. On deck is the leadoff hitter for the Rattlers, Nicole Sardulich. As Field gets her sign. Here's the pitch from Du Bois. Off-speed pitch out of the zone, ball two. Here's the pitch. And Campos caught in a rundown. And it hit off her head, and she dives in safely. The run scores. A crazy play, and Leanne Campos able to slide in safely, and that now makes it 2-0 Rattlers, and in the process, Danielle Nash advances to third. A crazy play just happening. The runner Campos caught in a rundown and got the benefit of the bounce as the ball caromed off her helmet, and it took the catcher Esposito out of position, thus scoring the run for the Rattlers. And after a brief meeting, Fields will now step back into the box as she awaits the 2-2 pitch from Du Bois. And Fields swings and misses as she strikes out, and that'll be out number 2 as Nicole Sardulich now steps up to bat.
Third baseman number 15, Nicole Sardulich.
Here's the pitch. And beautiful hit up the middle, and that one is bobbled by the center fielder Johnson, but Sardulich will stay at first, and that was more than enough to score Danielle Nash from third base. As the Rattlers add on to their lead, they now lead 3-0 as Katie Nichols steps up to bat.
Center field, number 4, Katie Nichols.
Nichols 0 for 2 on the day. And another meeting. And a pitching change looks like it'll be made for Incarnate Word. Now pitching for Incarnate Word will be number 24, Whitney Waltrip. We'll tell you guys more about her when we come back after this short break.
So much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a win.
Division II student athletes led a 10 initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the middle of the bottom of the 5th inning. St. Mary's leading Incarnate Word 3-0, and a pitching change was made before the break. Pitching for the Cardinals is Whitney Waltrip, a senior from Orangevale, California. Has a 4.29 ERA and has pitched a total of 16 1/3 innings this season for the Cardinals, as that first pitch finds the zone. 0-1 to Nichols. And that one out of the zone. 1-1 now the count. Nichols 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. Nichols pops that one high to right field. And there to make the play is Thomas. And that ends the bottom of the 5th inning. The Rattlers able to put 2 runs on the board, however, to increase their lead 3-0. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Stay tuned. You're watching Rattler Softball on the Rattler Network.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 6th inning here. Rattlers leading the Cardinals 3-0. Brian Magliwan bringing you today's action. This is the first game of a doubleheader between these two crosstown rivals. The first and only time we'll see both St. Mary's and Incarnate Word in action against one another this season. UIW entering Division I competition this season. And still pitching for the Rattlers is Viana Gutierrez, as that first pitch called a ball, 1-0. Leading off for the Cardinals is number 25, Shelby Waltrip. And that one inside for another ball. Gutierrez gets her sign, and she throws the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Strike one. That one was high and outside of the zone and caught Waltrip chasing. Gutierrez gets her sign from Rodriguez. Here's the 2-1. And that one popped up and right on top of the press box here. The count now 2-2. On deck is Alex Alonso. Here's the 2-2. Off-speed pitch out of the zone, ball 3, and now the count is full to Waltrip. And throughout the course of this ball game, Gutierrez has done tremendous work with her off-speed pitch. Let's see if she goes back to it with the count full. Here's the 3-2. And that one out of the zone for a ball. Waltrip will walk over to first base. And that is the first walk Gutierrez has allowed in this game. As Alonso steps up, she's showing bunt. And that pitch just out of the zone for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That off-speed pitch out of the zone for a called ball. 2-0 now the count. Third baseman Nicole Sardulich playing a bit in on the infield. Here's the 2-0 from Gutierrez. The bunt is laid down. Sardulich throws over to second in time. What a play by Sardulich, able to gun the runner out at second for the first out of the inning.
The pitcher number 24, Whitney Waltrip.
And now batting Whitney Waltrip. This is Waltrip's first at-bat of the ball game. She takes the first pitch for a called strike. Earlier in the inning, we saw her sister Shelby Waltrip pinch hit. Shelby was gunned down at second just the play prior, as that pitch paints the outside corner for a called strike too. And Gutierrez ahead in the count now. Here's the 0-2 from Gutierrez. That one hits slowly to second, and Villa shovels it over to Richter for the second out of the inning. And now stepping up to bat, number 22, Christy Trevino.
Third baseman, Christy Trevino.
Earlier on in the ball game, had a hand injury as a result of a diving effort in foul territory. She's been able to stay in the ball game as she takes that first pitch for a called strike 1. We remind you, Rattler fans, to stay with us for the second game of this doubleheader. St. Mary's will be taking on Incarnate Word later on following this ball game. And we also would like to remind you to follow us on social media at St. Mary's Rattlers on Twitter and on Instagram. And be sure to like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. The 1-1 is lifted high to second. And making the play is Villa for the third out of the inning. The Cardinals strand one, and they're unable to score here at the top of the sixth inning. Rattlers still lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. You're watching Rattler Softball on the Rattler Network.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the sixth inning here inside the softball stadium here at the park at St. Mary's. Brian Maglione here bringing you today's action. Leading off the bottom of the sixth for the Rattlers is pitcher Viana Gutierrez. She takes the first pitch from Whitney Waltrip for a called strike one. Gutierrez so far on the day 0 for 2. And that pitch over the head of the catcher Esposito. And the count is even at 1 apiece. On deck for the Rattlers is first baseman Haley Richter. And that one popped harmlessly to the third baseman Trevino for out number 1. And now up to bat,
The first baseman, number 30, Haley Richter.
number 30, Haley Richter. Richter 0 for 2 on the day. Takes the first pitch for a called strike one. The Rattlers with a comfortable 3-0 lead. And once again, that pitch sails over the head of the catcher Esposito. A good several feet over the head of the catcher. And once again, that evens the count at 1 apiece. Here's the 1-1. That one out of the zone, ball 2. Here's Richter awaiting the 2-1. Pops that one into shallow center. There to make the play is Hood for the second out of the inning. Two away now for number 9, Laura Benavides. Benavides 0 for 2 on the day.
Designated player number 9, Laura Benavides.
And the pitch just out of the zone, 1-0. If Benavides does get on, Alex Rodriguez will step up to the plate. And Benavides takes a good cut at that one, but that one tails foul. 1-1 the count. At the top of the 7th inning, Incarnate Word will have Esposito, Hood, and Robles up to bat as Benavides grounds out to the third baseman Trevino. Rattlers go 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They still lead 3-0. We're heading to the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Cardinals. We'll be right back after this.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 7th inning here. Leading off for the Incarnate Word Cardinals is Mia Esposito. Esposito 2 for 2 on the day as she awaits the pitch from Gutierrez. And that one just outside for ball 1. The 7, 8, 9 hitters are due up for the Cardinals here as the 1-0 is fouled back. 1-1 now the count. The wind has definitely been a factor here this afternoon. It is blowing from left to right. And that pitch catches the outside portion of the plate. 1-2 the count. And Viana Gutierrez has had yet another stellar performance for the Rattlers this afternoon. And that one fouled away. 1-2 the count will remain. Gutierrez has not allowed a run in this ball game, although she has allowed 4 hits, as that one out of the zone 2-2. In her past 2 appearances, Gutierrez has allowed no runs and only 4 hits. Of course, her last appearance yesterday was her no-hitter. And that off-speed pitch just out of the zone, says the home plate umpire, much to the displeasure of the Rattler dugout and the Rattler fans. The count now full. Here's the pitch from Gutierrez. And that one fouled away. Esposito hanging in there as she will await the 3-2 from Gutierrez. Off-speed pitch. Got her looking for the first out of the inning. And that is the fourth strikeout of the ball game for Gutierrez. And now batting, second baseman Lindsey Hood, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a hit and 1 strikeout. That pitch high in the zone, 1-0. Hood showing her bat. And that pitch out of the zone, 2-0 now the count. And that popped up to shallow center. Unable to make the play is Nichols. And a runner will be on for Robles as Nichols a little shaken up on the play. Great diving effort by Katie Nichols as she was unable to make the catch. It looks as if Nichols will stay in the game. She's walking it off, and now batting is the left fielder, Kellen Robles. Here's the pitch from Gutierrez, and that one called strike, 0-1. And that pitch bounces in the dirt. 1-1 now the count. The Rattler infield playing a bit in. Just in case of a potential bunt. And that one slapped over to second. The throw over to second in time, but the throw to first is not. A potential game-ending double play was not made. Medina was able to flip it over to Villa at second, and Villa's throw to Richter was not in time as the speedster Robles was able to beat out the throw. And pinch hitting now for the Cardinals is number 16, Michaela Flores. And that pitch just outside, ball one. A runner is on first. Flores at bat. Here's the 1-0 from Gutierrez. And that one paints the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 now the count. Here's the 1-1 off-speed pitch. Bounces in front of the plate, and that's called ball 2. 2-1 now, the count to Flores. Gutierrez gets her sign and now throws. That one chopped right to Gutierrez as she throws over to Richter at first, and that will end the ball game. The Rattlers win 3-0 in the first of a doubleheader here inside the softball stadium in the park at St. Mary's. Rattlers do an impressive job against the Cardinals. Rattlers scoring in the 3rd and 5th inning, and Viana Gutierrez able to follow up her no-hitter with yet another impressive outing, allowing only 5 hits and no runs were scored. We remind you, Rattler fans, to stay with us for the second game of this doubleheader between your St. Mary's Rattlers and the University of Incarnate Word Cardinals. Until then, we will take a short break. Be sure to stay with us for more softball action right here on the Rattler Network.